First of all, I would like to join my colleagues in expressing my gratitude for having the opportunity to be here, where you can directly listen to our colleagues from the agency and thank TASS for hosting us. As you know, in a few days the NATO summit will take place, and one of the topics they will discuss is that Europe is thinking about rearmament and plans to spend more on military spending. My question is very direct. If you have the opportunity to speak to the members of this agency, what would you say to them? What is your message? What is the task? Do you consider such a NATO rearmament a threat to Russia?
We do not consider any NATO rearmament a threat to the Russian Federation, because we are self-sufficient in terms of ensuring our security, and we are constantly improving our armed forces and our defensive capabilities. Whatever NATO does, of course, it creates a certain threat, but we are coping with all these threats that will arise. There is no doubt about that. In this sense, any rearmament and an increase in NATO budget by up to 5% from the GDP do not make any sense. This is the first point. The second point. You know, for centuries, unfortunately, this is how I can fully affirm this, for centuries in the West, all the time, not all the time, but from time to time, there has always been a question of a threat from Russia. It was so convenient for the Western elites to build their own internal policy, because on the basis of a possible threat from the East, it was always possible to extort money from taxpayers and to explain one's own economic mistakes with a threat from the East. If you look at historical books, we will come to the conclusion that from time to time, this issue has always been raised. It is clear that today's crisis in relations between Russia and Western Europe began in 2014. But the problem is not that Russia annexed Crimea, but that Western countries contributed to the coup d'etat in Ukraine.